Hey everyone, it's the end of March and our garden has never looked better, and we owe most of the credit to these DIY hoop houses that we built. Today we're going to talk a little bit about why we use these and how we use them to grow year round, and also I'll show you step by step of how we went about building these. We'll also cover how much it cost us to build these and cover some of the most frequently asked questions that we get. So come along with me and I'll show you the examples of the different ways that we use them and how we grow year round. In the winter, we use these PVC Dome Hoophouses right over here. We have several examples of them. We put plastic up on the top of them, and then these act as like a little mini greenhouse. It protects our gardens, our cool season crops. It will be great for those cold hardy crops, not really for tomatoes or peppers or anything like that over the winter, but it does help with our brassicas and our greens, things like that. So with this plastic sheeting right here, we're able to grow things all winter long, things like kale, spinach, lettuce, and it works amazing. This plastic sheeting right here makes just a little mini greenhouse effect. In fact, sometimes it makes it so warm whenever the sun is out, we have to prop it open and vent it. As you see what we're doing right now, we have this either propped open all the way or at least propped open a little bit on some wood, just some way to get some air inside, air circulation, and make sure it's not too hot. So this is what we use for the winter time, and come spring we start to transition a little bit more to a few different types of things. So let me show you the first thing that we transition over to is this little frost blanket right here. So it does help to keep things a little bit warmer inside as well, but it also has a fine netting there, so it's protecting these plants as well still from things like the insect damage and all of that. So on really warm days, we do sometimes need to vent these as well. So you see we have a little piece of wood right here that we can prop this open as well, because it does get warm in here too. Not quite as warm as this plastic sheeting over here, but we still do need to provide some air circulation sometimes. But this is a really good transition level, so it's really good for the time whenever we still have frost at night. It protects these plants in here from that still. And although a lot of these plants can handle a mild frost, they will do a lot better whenever they are protected a little bit. I mean, look how good these look, and this is probably the best that they have looked this time of year for us. So whenever we are shifting away from this, as you can see, we have a different one even still over here because the temperatures are getting a lot warmer right now. It is now officially spring and it has been really nice. It's actually unseasonably warm right now, but we are getting some nice temperatures. So we are switching over to some just regular insect netting over here. And this is completely breathable. There is no reason to vent any of this unless we want to. We can go in here and hop in there and harvest or water if we need to, but we can water through this as well too, which is a great thing about this. But it is protecting these plants from insect damage. So we like to do this for a lot of our crops that tend to have heavy insect damage. So we don't have to battle the insects quite as much, and it can really be beneficial for you. Here very soon you're going to see pretty much all of our beds having this insect netting right here on it. And come deeper into the summer, you may even see some of our beds having some shade cloth over top of them to help give the plants a little bit of break from our hot temperatures and the sun. A common question that we get about these is about pollinators, and a lot of our plants that we grow in here don't require pollination to be able to harvest. So things like our brassicas and our greens. So these are going to be primarily for our cool season crops, things that don't need pollinators. Now our plants like our tomatoes and peppers, things like that that need pollination, we're going to be growing them somewhere else. Now we are going to be planting out some squash in these later on in the season once the temperatures get better, and then give it some periods of time where we open it up for some pollination once it gets big enough. But that will help it get past its tender stage where it is ripe for the picking for things like squash bugs or squash vine borers. So it'll help protect whenever it's that young immature plant and help get it to the older mature state. So you can build these hinged hoop houses on top of any sort of raised bed. We have ours built on top of just a 4x8 standard wooden raised beds, and we like to do this because that way we can put it onto some hinges and make them easy to rotate and move off and harvest and all of that. So we have this frame that we built first with some 2x2s, and we built it to the size of the bed. So any size of the bed that you have, you just build a frame to go around it. And then next we put these PVC end caps right here into the frame, anywhere that we wanted to have these PVC pipe hoops. And then if you didn't want to do the end caps, you could just screw them directly into the framing itself. It was easier for us just to do the end caps, and it worked out great for us. And then on each one of these PVC pipes that we have on the ends, we have a 1/2 inch PVC pipe, and then we slid these 3/4 inch T's throughout here, and then we have 3 of them on the sides, and it goes down to a 1/2 inch on the inside, so that way we can attach another 1/2 inch PVC pipe over to the side, and it adds some extra bracing for us. And then we went through and we made sure that each of these were at the right height that we wanted, and we screwed them in so that way they aren't going to be moving around. And then from there, we just selected whichever type covering that we wanted and then sized it to go around. And then we have these 1x2s right here that we screwed them in to, so that way we can come through. It holds them down really well, so we don't have to worry about the wind or anything like that. But when we want to go through and change them out, all we need to do is simply just unscrew right here, these couple screws, and then we'll swap out the top part for it for whatever top we want to do, and then screw it back together. So each PVC frame that we made cost us roughly about $50 a piece, and then whatever cost is that you want to put on top. So the insect netting, plastic sheeting, frost blanket, whatever it is you want to put on top is going to run you different prices, anywhere between like $10 to $20 a piece. Now we are going to go through and paint these PVC pipes so they're a little bit more UV resistant, so they are going to last us for many years to come. So this is a great investment, and you'll have year-round food. It's amazing. We've had many years where we haven't used these before, and we've had so much pest damage, and we also can't grow all throughout the winter time here in our zone 7 that we're in. So these have been just a game changer for us. Just a lot healthier plants, not a lot of insect damage, and just growing year round. It is amazing. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section. And if you haven't already, make sure you download our free From Seed to Spoon app. It'll make growing all of this super simple. It'll give you exact planting dates based on your location, help you with pest management, companion planting, and logging all of your seeds that you start, give you estimated sprouting, harvest dates, all of that. It makes it all super simple, so make sure you check it out.